We'll start in 2 minutes. So, good evening to all of you. Today, we are going to discuss the recent changes with respect to the GST in the budget, that is Finance Bill 2022. Am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Fine. Thank you. So today we are going to discuss the recent changes that is in the budget Finance Bill 2022. We all know that there was a lot of changes, approximate 23 clauses to make the amendment in the GST. We'll discuss one by one and also we'll try to understand what is the reason of that changes. The first change is that insertion of the new section 16 to clause BA. We all know that 16 is the section 16 is the eligibility or condition to take the input tax credit. Can anybody tell me that which condition is recently added from 1st January 2022? Can anybody tell me the new condition inserted effective from 1st January 2022? The new condition which has been inserted and effective with respect to the input tax credit. Absolutely correct. Clause AA. And clause AA tell us that we can take the ITC. We can take the ITC only to the extent of the GSTR 2B. And to make effective, there is a changes in the, to make effective 16 to AA, there is a changes in the rule 36 sub rule 4. Now they are adding one more condition. And I can say for this budget, for this entire budget changes, I can say from my point of view, this is the biggest change and very tough. We are going to take the ITC as per this clause. We are going to take the ITC in respect of the supply communicated to the registered person under section 38. That is okay. But last word is has not been restricted, meaning thereby, even though the ITC is appearing in the GSTR 2B, but we will not be able to take the ITC. Why? If it has been restricted. What is the meaning of the restricted? They have made the amendment they have made the amendment in section 38. They have made the amendment in section 38. And what is that amendment? Section 38 has been entirely substituted. And I like to highlight 38 subsection 2. The new 6 condition. These are the condition which is going to be play a dangerous role for taking the input tax credit. The changes which has been made from Finance Bill 22, that is going to be approximate. It will take 4 to 5 months. It will be passed by every state, and then it become the act. And there would be one notification which will tell the changes are effective from a particular respective date. But please note, once this particular amendment become effective, ITC would be the input tax credit would be the biggest tension for all the taxpayer. The 6th condition talking about by the registered person within such period of taking the registration as may be prescribed. So what are the 6 condition? They are saying details of the supply in respect of which credit cannot be availed. Repeating again, the details of the supply in respect of which credit cannot be availed, whether wholly or partially, by the recipient on account of the details of the supply has been furnished in section 37 subsection 1. Condition number 1, if registered person within which the period of the taking registration as may be prescribed. There would be the rule. They are going to insert the rule, and rule will specify the period within which if the supplier has taken the new registration, then the detail has to be furnished within a particular time frame. If the particular time frame he has not furnished the detail, we probably will not be able to take the input tax credit. Second condition, by any registered person who is defaulted in payment of the taxes. It means if the supplier is defaulting, I would not be able to take ITC. Third condition, by any registered person, the output tax payable by whom in accordance with the statement of the outward supply. That is in the GSTR 1. So tax liability which has been reported in the GSTR 1 is greater than the tax liability has been paid in the GSTR 3B. Are they talking about the recipient? No, they are talking about the supplier. If I am a recipient, I have purchased something, I have to check whether supplier has paid the taxes or not, whether supplier GSTR 1 and GSTR 3B are matching to each other. GSTR 1 is higher, 3B is lower, probably my ITC would be fall in the ineligibility category. The next condition, by any registered person during such period as may be prescribed, means there would be some rule. There would be some rule. Has availed the ITC of an amount that excess credit can be availed by him in accordance with clause A. Now read the clause A. Clause A say that details of the inward supply in respect of the which credit of the input tax may be available to the recipient. It means if I am taking the ITC, I have to check the supplier has taken the input tax credit properly or not. Why I should be bother? Why I should be bother about the supplier GSTR 1, 3B tax liability paid or not, whether he has taken the correct ITC or not. These all now become tension for the recipient, whether recipient will do the business or they have to check the supplier status. Now probably 38.2 when it become effective, we all know that it's a big problem for all of us in order to take the input tax credit. Probably you might have some question. I request instead of raising the hand, you can type in the chat box. I will take care the question at the same time, and if question are such that I will take care after the end of the webinar also. Now we all know that there is a rule 86B, which talks about maximum supply, we can utilize the input tax credit of, can anybody give the reply? As per the rule 86B, if my taxable outward supply is greater than 50 lakh, I can pay the taxes by utilizing such percentage from input tax credit. How much portion I have to pay in cash? Am I not audible? Am I not audible? I think audible. %1 has to be discharged in cash. 1% has to be discharged in cash. And by such other class of the person as may be prescribed, meaning thereby, apart from these conditions 16.2, clause AA has been inserted. Clause BA is now become the law. After that, these 5 conditions is become the law. And apart from that, government has the power to prescribe some more. So whether we should take the ITC or not, that is the time to come will tell. Coming to next point, these are the again in summarized way. 60. See, there are 3 section 42, section 43, and section 43 capital A. These 3 section has been omitted. And why it has been omitted? Because these are talking about two-way communication of input tax credit. Two-way communication of input tax credit. We all know that when the GST was introduced, there was a concept of supplier will file the GSTR1. Recipient, it will be communicated in 2A. He will accept, reject, modify, or postpone. File the GSTR2. Same would communicate in 1A. And accordingly, my GSTR3 monthly return would be modified. But that mechanism was only in the law. Practically, we are filing GSTR1 and 3B only. There is no concept of the GSTR2 and there is no concept of the GSTR3 as well. Therefore, these all section 42, 43 and 43 capital A has been omitted, and wherever there is a reference in the act, wherever there is a reference in the GST law, that has been omitted. So going all the changes with respect to 43A, I will not take in too much detail. I will simply say, because the cross reference was given with respect to 43A, main provision 43A has been omitted. Therefore, the amendment is made in the 16.2C and other provision also. Yes, that's important. 16.4 is talking about input tax credit. One more thing, I find a big problem or multiple question on a particular point. First, I will explain what is the changes, and then I will ask one question to all of you. What is the changes? 16.4 is talking about time limit to take the input tax credit. 16.4 is talking about time limit to take the input tax credit. What is the time limit? Sir, if I have the ITC of a particular financial year, let's say 2021, I can take in 2021, or if it is missed, then also I can take after the end of the financial year till September. And September month, what is written? The due date of furnishing the return under section 39 for the month of the September following the end of the financial year. They are talking about due date. Particular date is being fixed? No, date is not being fixed. They are saying what 2021, we can take the ITC till the due date of September 21 GSTR 3B or annual return, whichever is earlier. Now, instead of linking with respect to a particular return, they have fixed the date. What is the new date? New date is 30th day of the November. It means you file any return, whether you file September month return or August month return, which the return which has been furnished till 30th November, you can take the ITC of the last financial year, or annual return, whichever is earlier, that would remain same. Now, one question to all of you. it might be the question of yours also, and you all have to give the solution. What is my question? Let me ask. Sir, I have purchased the goods in the month of January. The date of the tax invoice is 31st Jan 2022. Goods has been reached in the month of Feb. Let me complete the question. So I have one big dilemma, one big doubt. Reason of the doubt is 16 to AA, the new condition which has been inserted. Sir, the transaction will appear in my 2B in the month of Jan, but the goods has been reached in the month of Feb. Can I take the ITC in the month of Feb, even though the transaction is not appearing in the Feb GSTR 2B? Please note my question. I am saying that can I take the ITC in the month of the Feb, even though the same is not appearing in the GSTR 2B? Very important question to all of you. Please give the answer. Can I take the ITC in the month of the Feb, even though my transaction is appearing in the 2B in the previous month? Or should I take the ITC in January? My question to all of you, I need your view. I need your reply. And if you can give some reason also, that would be appreciated. The goods were in transit in the month of the Jan. I have not received the goods, but the goods has been actually received in the month of Feb. Can I take the ITC in the Feb? The doubt, the reason why I'm asking the question, in the GSTR 2B of the Feb, the transaction is not appearing in my ITC. The same has been appearing in the January month 2B. The answer is yes, I can take the ITC because goods has been received in the Feb. Now the doubt is, what is the problem? What is the problem if it is not appearing in 2B? Because the absolutely correct, Daga sir. Absolutely correct. Now, if transaction is not appearing in the GSTR 2B of Feb, and as a result, the GSTR 3B particular box would convert into the red color, is there any problem? No problem. What is the use of 16.4 then? What is the use of 16.4 then? 16.4 say, if you have not taken the ITC, you can take till September after the end of the financial year. And now it become 30th November. Now it become 30th November. So it means the 16 to AA, the condition which has become effective on 1st January 2022, it is talking about you can take the ITC only when it is appearing in 2B. But it doesn't mean you can take the ITC only to the extent of 2B. It is not allowing you to take preponing the ITC. It is not allowing you to take the ITC prior to 2B. But after 2B, no problem. 16.4 is there. Absolutely, Bisan Singh ji. Bahut badhiya. I am really appreciating all the participant was given the reply. It can be in any month of the 2B. Prospectively, I can say. So if it is appearing in the GSTR 2B of the Jan, then just check when you are satisfying all the condition. So I am satisfying all the condition in the month of February. So I can take the ITC in the month of February, no problem. The transaction should appear in 2B is one condition. Apart from that, there are 4 more conditions. Apart from that, there are 4 more conditions. We have to satisfy all condition in cumulative. Then only we can take the input tax credit. Moving ahead. That simple one, 29 subsection 2 talking about the power of the proper officer to cancel your registration. There are multiple situations, circumstances giving in which the proper officer can cancel the registration, wherein clause B and the clause C, small changes. There was a clause B talking about under section 10. If the person paying the tax under section 10, that is composite dealer, has not furnished return for 3 consecutive tax period. Can anybody tell me the composite dealer, what is the GST return frequency? What is the GST return frequency for the composite dealer? Quickly tell me. I will not spend too much time on the question answer, but at the same point of time, I would request if you give the reply, it would be great session for all of us. Is it quarterly? Answer is it quarterly or is it monthly or is it yearly? Answer is yearly. We all know the GSTR 4. GSTR 4. Earlier, the frequency was quarterly and accordingly clause B was made. The return for 3 consecutive tax period. But we all know the GSTR 4 has made yearly. Now we are simply paying the taxes in the CMP 08. We are not filing any return. As a result, we are not filing any return. As a result, we are filing the GSTR 4 that is written on yearly basis, and there is no actual meaning of clause B. 3 consecutive tax period, it means 3 years. After 3 years, the proper officer can cancel the registration. No. That is the reason they have made the changes, and now they are saying 3 months from the due date of furnishing the return. That is, whatever the due date is there, GSTR 4, if you not furnish within 3 months, then registration can be cancelled. Similar changes is made in clause C. Instead of 6 months, now they are saying such continuous tax period as may be prescribed. Now because the GST return are quarterly also, QRMP scheme also made available. So accordingly, they are saying these would be prescribed in the rule. 34.2, again, simply I can say time limit to issue the credit note. Earlier, again, that was linking to the due date of the September month return, not due date, September month following the end of the financial year. Now they are saying you can issue till 30th day of the November. (37) subsection 1, 37 talking about GSTR 1, and wherein they have added certain word, sell subject to such condition and restrictions within such time and manner as may be prescribed, the communication to the recipient of the said supply. Mainly they have added the word subject to such condition and restriction. And what is the reason of these adding these word? Because we know there are multiple conditions. If you not file the previous month GSTR 3B, you cannot furnish the GSTR 1, or GSTR 1 not furnished, then you cannot furnish the GSTR 1. So that is the reason they have added the word subject to such condition and restrictions. 37.1 proviso and 37.2, again talking about two-way communication. The GSTR 1A 15 to 17 two-way communication, older GST return mechanism, that has been omitted. Again, the reference of 42, 43 has been omitted, and the reason because section 42, section 43 and section 43 capital has been omitted. Sorry. Time limit to rectify. Time limit to rectify. The no rectification, furnishing of the return under section 39 for the month of the September, the word return 30th day of the November. First, they have extended the time limit to take the ITC to 30th November. Next, they have extended the time limit to issue the credit note to 30th November. Third, they have issued the time limit to make the rectification in the GSTR1 till 30th November. And one more correction, extension is there that we will discuss. Earlier, there was no condition. There was no provision. Now they have inserted 37.4. What is that? If you not furnish the details of the outward supply for any of the previous tax period, you cannot furnish the GSTR1 of the current tax period. It was restricting by the GST portal. If my previous GSTR1 is pending, portal is not allowing me to furnish the GSTR1 of the current tax period. but effectively there is no restriction or condition in the law. And we all know sometimes the portal are behaving differently from the law. Now they both are in line. They are supporting whatever the restriction is being made by the portal. Now it has been supported by the law. There are two questions. Paragji, can you tell me effectively it will be only till 20th November? So you are talking about GSTR1. ITC 16.4 you are talking about. Wait. That's a good question. Now see the word and figure due date of furnishing the return under section 39 for the month of the September. The word 30th day of the November shall be substituted. Means the entire things has been deleted. Now they are not talking about the return which is being furnished by the. Now they are not talking about a particular return. They are talking about any return, but that has been furnished by 30th November. So it means they are not talking about November month return to be furnished in December, or they are not talking about October month return. Suppose if I am under QRMP, then probably it would be September month return. It would be September quarter return, which I will furnish after September, probably in the month of October. And if I am in the monthly GST return mechanism, then I will file the October month by 20th of November. Any return you furnish by 30th November, you can take the ITC. Does it make sense? Paragji, kindly confirm. Sanjeev ji has asked the question, if vendor shown in 2B after due date of the GSTR 9, then can we allow credit if taken earlier? Even if it has after respective month due date, answer is yes. Now answer is yes, because they have dealing with the due date. They are saying straightforward one date. Which return you file doesn't matter. Whether it is April month return, which I am furnishing on 30th November, no problem, I can take the ITC. Not necessary within due date or after the due date. Sanjeev ji, if the vendor shown in 2B after due date of the GSTR 9, so probably I can say after this date, after 16.4 date, then you cannot take the ITC. Now 38 subsection 1, 38.2 we have already discussed, so I am not discussing right now, but this is biggest challenge for all of us. Non-resident taxable person. Paraji will discuss in some time. At the end of the webinar, we will definitely discuss about these notices. Correct? Just allow me some time so that I can complete the changes, and last 15 minutes we can keep for the discussion of any general question. NRTP, non-resident taxable person who are filing the GSTR 5, the due date is 20th. Now they have reduced. That due date will be 13th. 39.7 proviso. In the proviso, we all know that there is a mechanism QRMP. For QRMP taxpayer, they have the two methods to make the payment of the taxes. One is fixed sum method and second is self-assessment method. Correct, na? So if I have opted QRMP, quarterly return monthly payment of the taxes, for making the monthly payment, for making the payment of the taxes on monthly basis, I have two options. Means how much I need to pay. To calculate the taxes which I need to pay, there are two methods. One is fixed sum method, second is self-assessment method. But if you refer the proviso, they are not supporting. The language are not supporting for the fixed sum method. Let's read the language. Provided that every registered person furnish the return under the proviso to the subsection 1, that is QRMP, shall pay the government the tax due, taking into account inward and outward supplies of the goods and services or both, ITC availed, tax payable and such other particular during the month in such form and such manner as may be prescribed. It means they are saying shall pay, no option. If I have opted the quarterly return monthly payment of the taxes, then what amount I have to pay? I have to pay the actual tax due taking into account inward and outward supply. There is no option. Mandatorily, they are saying you have to pay on actual basis. That is self-assessment method. Now that proviso has been replaced, substituted. Now they are saying clause A as per actual method and clause B in lieu of the amount referred to in clause A. So whatever you are calculating, in lieu thereof, you can pay the amount as may be prescribed. Now the fixed sum method, I can say the section 39 subsection 7 proviso is providing the support that QRMP taxpayer can pay on fixed sum method as well. Again, I can say simply two-way mechanism has been stopped. Matching, mismatching 37, 38, there was a subjective 39.9. So they have removed that particular and now they are saying where. And again, the rectification, the time limit to do the rectification is again extended to the 30th November. Earlier, they were talking about the due date of the September month return. 39.10, a registered person shall not be allowed to furnish the return for the tax period if the return for any of the previous tax period has not been furnished. We are reading section 39. Section 39 is for GSTR 3B. 39.10 is restricting me that I cannot furnish the GSTR 3B if the previous 3B is pending. Correct. That is the restriction by the 39 subsection 10. And what is the situation? What is the current provision? They are saying if you not furnish the GSTR 1 or if you not furnish the GSTR 3B, in both the situation, you cannot furnish the GSTR 3B. Suppose I have not furnished the GSTR 1 of the previous tax period, I cannot furnish the GSTR 3B also. But language 3910 is restricting not to furnish the GSTR 3B only when the GSTR 3B is pending. There is no cross reference of the GSTR 1. Now they have added the word either 3B is pending or details statement of the outward supply is pending. That is GSTR 1 is pending. I cannot furnish the GSTR 3B, either 1 or 3B. Any return is pending, I cannot furnish the GSTR 3B. Now I can see that has been the restriction which has been recommended, that has been made in the law. And please note one thing, that provisos there, government can relax the conditions for certain category of the taxpayer subject to such condition restriction, but they will issue the notification. Section 41, claim of input tax credit provisionally acceptance. Correct. Whatever we are taking the ITC, that is on provisional basis. Now they are saying we have made so much stringent law. We have made 38.2. We have inserted 16.2 AA. We are going to insert 16.2 BA. Now, whatever the ITC you take, that is on self-assessment basis. Whatever the claim that is not provisional, that is on self-assessment basis. They have removed the word provisional. They have removed the word provisional, and instead of take, they are saying you can avail the credit as self-assessed instead of the provisional. Question, sir, if imported material got rejected and sending back to the vendor as it is, then should we reverse IGST credit on it? Imported material got rejected, sending back to the vendor as it is, then should we reverse the IGST credit on it? Question number 1. If yes, can we get IGST refund while sending back the material? Can we send under LUT or with IGST payment? So there are certain custom relaxation is also there. You have to cross check with the custom, but I can advise only with respect to the GST point of view. I think there is a relaxation in the duties paid or etc. if you are rejecting and sending back. So whatever the taxes you paid, now you are sending back to the out of India, correct? So you can do we can treat as a fresh transaction, that is export, or I can say you can send the goods on the basis of the credit note issued by the supplier. But here only GST would not come into the picture. You have to compare, or you have to take into consideration the custom related notifications also. In GST there is no such I can say there is no such implication, but in the custom, yes, there would be. Definitely, sir, they will not go into the section 41, Paragji. They will probably catch from these new conditions, 16 to B, 16 to BA, 16 to AA, 16 to BA. Levy of the late fees, earlier they are reference of section 37, 38, 39, 45. Now they have inserted section 52 also, meaning thereby in the section 52, which is on e-commerce operator, now they will add the late fees. If the GSTR 8 is not furnished within the due date, then they can impose the late fees also. GST practitioner, again I can say the cross reference of section 38 has been removed. Reason that there is no requirement to prepare the GSTR2, correct? Therefore they have removed the reference of section 38. 43A has been removed. 4910, very one favorable change. If I have the multiple GSTN against one PAN, if I have the multiple GSTN against one PAN, then I can transfer the tax, I can transfer the amount lying in my cash ledger to the amount of distinct person also. Repeating again, if I have some cash ledger, if I have some amount lying in the electronic cash ledger, might be CGST, SGST, IGST, UTGST, it can be transferred to the distinct person. Only one condition they are saying, that you do not have any unpaid liability in the electronic liability register. Uh, 86B, which is talking about 99% we can use the ITC, 1% has to be discharged in cash. For that 1%, the condition I can say it was imposed by the rule 86 capital B. But if you find there is no restriction given in the GST Act, now they have inserted the subsection 12, and they are saying notwithstanding anything contained, government may by recommendation, subject to such condition and restriction, specify such maximum proportion of output tax liability which may be discharged through credit ledger. So I can say this is the support to the 86B. This is the support to the 86B. Amendment to section 50, very favorable amendment, because the department here there is a two favorable amendment. One, the problem is excess earlier 50 subsection 3 interest 24%. If I have taken wrong ITC, they are talking about a taxable person who claim undue or excess claim of the ITC under subsection 42 subsection 10 and 43 subsection 10. To some extent there was support 4210 and 4310, but if I have wrongly claimed the ITC, I have not utilized, it was lying in my electronic credit ledger, and suppose I am reversing in the subsequent month, department are raising the penalty, department are raising the interest at the rate of 24%, not the penalty, interest. They are demanding interest at the rate of 24%. Why they are demanding? Because the language of the 50 subsection 3 is talking about, even though I have claim access, not utilized, not offsetted, no, only claim is creating the liability to pay the interest under section 50 subsection 3. Now they have changed entirely. They are saying wrongly availed and utilized. If I have availed, not utilized, 50 subsection 3 will not get attracted. 50 subsection 3 would be effective only when I have wrongly availed the ITC, and also that ITC I have utilized toward my output tax liability. Here they are talking about not exceeding 24%. It means still the rate of interest is 24% or 18. Answer is 18. Why 18? We'll discuss at the end. There is a slide, there is changes in the notification that we will discuss at the end. Tax collection at source, section 52, TCS e-commerce operator. Again, the time limit to rectification is being extended to 30th November. Refund of the taxes. We are having the excess balance lying in the electronic cash ledger. We are having the excess balance lying in the electronic cash ledger. Can I take the refund? Answer is yes. How to take the return? As per the portal, as per the GST portal, I have to file the RFD1. But as per the 54 subsection 1 proviso says that you will furnish the return under section 39 and wherein you will claim the refund of electronic cash ledger. But that was not the actual practice. The practice is we have to file the RFD01 for excess balance lying in the electronic cash ledger. Now they are saying they have removed this reference and they are saying in such form and such manner as may be prescribed. Now I can say RFD1, which is the practical practice, which is we are doing that currently, that would be supported by the law. Sanjeev ji, just wait for some time. Either I will give the reply for today or we'll check with the custom person, custom expert, and then we'll arrange the reply for you after discussing with the custom expert person. You can connect with the TAXSCAN team. You can leave your contact number. No problem. We will get in touch again. Rest to be sure, if I will not be able to give the reply because of the custom involvement, I will definitely arrange the reply by taking into account, by taking into the discussion from the custom person. Is it okay? Because might be you have raised 2-3 times. So it appears that it is a big problem for you. Just wait for 1 or 2 days. I will check and get back to you. TAXSCAN team, you have the contact number and email ID of the TAXSCAN team. That is my contact number. You can connect with them. We'll arrange the reply. So now I can say the amendment in the 54 subsection 1 proviso in line with the practical practice which we are doing for RFD 01. There are 2 questions. SK Daga ji, let me answer that question. How can we take the ITC credit when supplier filing IFF return quarterly? Supplier not submitted IFF detail monthly. So then you cannot take. The condition is it should appear in the GST R2B if the supplier is not furnishing the IFF on monthly basis. Suppose supplier has opted QRMP and is not filing monthly B2B transaction in IFF by 13th. It will not appear in 2B, and if it is not appearing in 2B, you can't take ITC. The practical solution which is being followed by every person, mostly in the industry, the payment is being made only when the transaction is appearing in the 2B by the due date. You can make the payment to the supplier to the taxable extent. Please hold for the GST part and you can restrict to the supplier. I will make the payment only when it is appearing in my 2B. Definitely all the transaction will appear timely. The temporary turnaround solution which is being followed by various person that I have suggested. It is not suggested by any law. Govinda Rajuji, if credit note cannot be specified to a particular invoice, but many invoice or various date, how to reverse the ITC and what is the interest liability? Let me talk about the amendment in section 34, subsection 1. So there is 34 subsection 1 talking about issuance of the credit note, right? one or more credit note can be issued against one or more tax invoice. This is the amendment, or more word has been added in the GST Amendment Act 2018. So what is the outcome? I can issue the consolidated credit note for multiple tax invoices, or for one tax invoices, multiple credit note can be issued. And we also know that linking with the original has been done away. Now, second part, for the supplier, I have conveyed the answer. But for the recipient, how to reverse the ITC and what is the interest liability? So reverse the ITC, whatever the tax part, I have raised the GST credit note. Suppose I have raised the GST credit note, you need to reverse that part. And interest, why interest would come in? There would be no interest. So date of the credit note, if you are reversing in the same, then there is no interest. Suppose you are reversing at a later stage, then there may be the point of interest also. Saratji, GSTR1 was filed in wrong GST number for November 20, and now the purchaser after September 21 called the ITC is not reflecting, can't do anything. Can't do anything with respect to the correction in the GST return. Yes, you can simply issue a letter on the letter, issue a statement, or you can give the confirmation that the tax has been duly paid by me. It has been reported in the particular this by against the wrong GST number. I cannot do the correction. So that is the only thing you can give. Probably he will not make the payment to the supplier. Customer will not make the payment to the supplier. That is the problem. And there is no solution if you are talking about after September rectification. After September month, you can't do the rectification. Saraji, you can simply issue the letterhead. You can say that I have paid the taxes, and I can say before 1st January 2022, before 1st January 2022, if I refer 16 subsection 2, there are only 4 conditions, and none of the condition is talking about the transaction should appear in the GSTR 2A. Therefore, ऑफिसर से मिलके तो कुछ नहीं हो सकता. ऑफिसर से मिलके तो वो दूसरी बात ही होगी, which we all know. I am not commenting on that. But yes, but if I'll go by legal language, no problem at all. I can say the condition in the section 16 is being amended on the 1st January 2022, and prior to that date, there was no such condition. Then why I should do the compliances? Okay. I can say, yes, there was a concept of the rule 36(4), which was inserted, one circular 123 issued in the November 2019. I do agree, but if amount is sizable, you can very well challenge in the appeal or subsequent level of the appeal. United Nations Organization, refund application time limit is 6 months given in the law, but it has been extended to 2 years, which is in line with that. So I'll take a meanwhile I'm debating the topic, I'm just informing to all of you that we are running the GST certificate course, and after completion of the course, the certificate would be issued by the Ministry of MSME PPTC. And if you are interested to join, we are going to start the batch on this particular weekend, Sunday. From the weekend batch is going to be started from this 20th of Feb. If anyone is interested, this is the live batch. In the same manner we are conducting. I am the faculty. The total duration of the course is 65 hours. If you complete the exams, after completion of the course, you can give the exam, and after the exam, the certificate would be issued by Ministry of MSME, and that you can also cross-check from the Ministry of MSME website. Detailed content, you can connect with the TAXSCAN team. They will give the content, or you can make the further inquiry with them. Anyone is interested, they can connect with the TAXSCAN team. Coming back to the topic, (54)(3). Again, I can say some wider power has been given to the proper officer. 54 subsection 10 talking about withholding the refund amount. Why withholding the refund amount? In the departmental interest revenue. They are saying under section 54 subsection 3, if any refund is due, they can withhold the refund. 54.3, if any refund is due, they can withhold the refund. Now they have removed the reference of 54 subsection 3. They are saying shall be omitted, subsection 3 shall be omitted. It means if any refund is due, proper officer has the more power to withhold your refund in the interest of the departmental revenue. Again, there was one ambiguity that if I'll refer the explanation 2 of section 54, that is the relevant date. Relevant date, why it is being used? Time limit to file the refund application is 2 years from the relevant date. Time limit to file the refund application is 2 years from the relevant date, and the relevant date are being given in the explanation to the section 54, wherein no clause talking about refund in case of the SEZ unit or developer. So now they are saying in case of the SEZ unit, in case of the zero rated supply the goods or services to the SEZ unit or developer, where the refund is available, the input or input service used in such making supply or the payment of the taxes. What is the relevant date? Due date of the furnishing the return under section 39. Now they have specified the particular relevant date. (168) power to issue the instruction. They have removed the 38(2). Again, reason is the amendment in the section 38. That is one problem. Effectively, if you refer this notification was issued for making the GST portal, common portal. Okay, effectively, this particular notification talking about the effective date as 16th Jan 2018. So normal common question was being asked by every person. Every person has the question in mind. What about the period July 1, 2017 to January 15, 2018? What is the role of the GST portal? Now they are saying this particular notification is retrospectively effective. They have amended the effective date. Now they are saying it will be effective from 1 July or rather by 22nd June 2017. Similarly, there is two more changes. I was talking about in section 50 subsection 3 that the rate of the interest is also 18%. But if you refer the language of the act, they are saying not exceeding 24% as may be notified. So the rate has been notified in this notification, wherein the rate for the 50 subsection 3 is 24%. Correct? They have changed this retrospectively, and instead of the 24, they are saying now it is 18. They have this particular finance bill 2022. You can refer the 6th schedule, wherein they are saying the figure 24, it will be assumed 18 has been substituted and with effect from 1 July 2017. And that is the reason why I was saying 50 subsection 3, the rate of the interest is 18% if you have already paid the taxes. If you have already paid the interest more than 18, probably you might have paid additionally 6%. You can claim the refund once this amendment would be notified. You can claim the refund in two situations. First, if you have not utilized, only claimed, and as per the recovery or as per the order of the department you have paid the interest, then you can claim the refund. Second, if you have paid 24%, then also you can claim additional excess 6% which you have paid. One more change, that supply of the unintended waste generated during the production of the fish meal. So this exemption has been made retrospectively. And one more change, this is the last negative list I'm talking about. Wait, I'm talking about negative list. What is the negative list? Negative list is being defined in section 7 subsection 2. It is talking about neither it is a supply of the goods nor to be treated as a supply of service. Correct? And wherein clause A talking about schedule 3 and clause 2 talking about government has the power to issue the notification. Using the power of section 7 subsection 2 clause B, as on date 3 notification has been issued. I'm talking about only this notification. The alcoholic liquor license, they have issued the notification effective from 1st October 2019. They are saying this notification effective date is changed and it will be deemed to be effective from 1 July 2017. If I am doing the business of alcoholic liquor for human consumptions, I have taken the license from the government and I have paid the taxes and the reverse charge. Prior to this date, I cannot claim the refund. If I have not paid the taxes, now the department cannot raise the order or raise the concern on me that I have to pay the taxes. Why? This notification has become effectively retrospectively. So that is all about the changes. If you have any question, I'm happy to answer the question. Or any question with respect to the GST certificate course also, you can ask the question, and anything with respect to GST, I will be happy to give the reply. You can ask the questions. So there are certain questions. Let me answer first these questions. Rajesh ji, how to rectify GSTR 3B if the zero rated reported in B2B and paid the GST? So the only way, if you have the B2B transaction in the subsequent month, then you can reduce that transaction and add in the zero rated supply in the 3.1.B of the GSTR 3B. Solution number 1. Solution number 2, suppose, and we all know the problem is because we cannot put the negative amount. Correct. So what is the second solution? Suppose I do not have the sale in the B2B of that much amount, zero rated. You can report in the B2B, you can report in 3.1.B, zero rated supply, pay the tax again and claim the refund of earlier wrong taxes paid. You can claim the refund under the category of the wrong taxes paid. 2 solution, you can opt anyone. How to understand the condition of the 1 year when we can take credit up to now next November when invoice reflected to समझा नहीं सर, एक मिनट रुकिए सर. How to understand the condition of 1 year? So unable to understand, Daga sir. May I request you to please ask the question again? I do agree that maximum time limit, but because I will not defer my ITC, sir. Sir, input tax credit is my hard cash. It is equivalent to hard cash. So if I am eligible to take the ITC now, why I should defer to the November? Why I should defer to the November? I will take, and correspondingly to that extent, I will not pay the taxes to the government. So I will not defer unless and until it is missed. If SEZ purchase, what document need to be taken for GST credit, and will SEZ bill of entry reflected in ICE gate? Yes, it will reflect in GSTR 2B also. For SEZ, if you are purchasing, it is similar to the import of the goods. That bill of entry, you pay the taxes, you can take the ITC on the basis of the bill of entry. But please note, Sanjeev ji, Rule 36 sub rule 4 is not creating the restriction or not creating the bar on the ITC, which is on import of the goods, whether you imported from out of India or you are taking from SEZ unit, no problem. Please repeat the negative list. Sir, Monica Gupta ji, sorry, ma'am. The negative list, section 7, subsection 2, clause A, talking about schedule 3 transaction. Therein, there are total 8 activity. There are total 8 activity which are neither supply the goods nor supply the service. In short, I can say salary, second amount paid to the tribunals or court, and third is the parliament, member of the parliament, member of government or chairpersons, and fourth is the after death activity, and fifth is the sale of the land subject to the under construction building, completed building, the sale of the land and completed building, wherein they have given the cross reference of the clause 2, and high seas sale, non-taxable territory to non-taxable territory. So these are the restriction, and one is actionable claim other than lottery, betting and gambling. These are the 8 activity. You can download the schedule 3 for having more understanding on the negative list transactions. For any inquiry with respect to GST related query, TAXSCAN team has given the contact number. I'll repeat the contact number: 9037 288697, and also the email ID info@taxscan.in. It is full live course. Recording would be provided, and the best part is that you will have the certificate from the Ministry of MSME. That is not issued by me or anybody else. That will be issued by the Ministry of MSME, PPDC, and based on the examinations also. Exam would be live. You need to open the camera and everything. So we have completed almost 50 plus batches. We have completed 50 batch every month. Every 1.5 months, the new batch is going on. How to get suggestion from you whenever I get any doubt or queries, how to get your slide and data of the webinar, please give your contact number and email ID. Pritamji, I would request to connect TAXSCAN team. They will provide the solutions. They will arrange the connections with me. No issue. Fees of the GST certificate course 7,500 plus 18% GST. The fees is 8850. If you are registered in the GST, no problem. You can take the ITC. Then cost would be 7500. Otherwise, the total fees which you need to pay 8850. Is there any maximum late fees for the GST R9? Very danger. 0.50% of the GST turnover. Upper cap 200 rupees per day, but subject to the maximum of 0.50% of turnover. That can be the huge amount. RCM paid in cash and not claimed for the month of the November. Can I claim in the Feb 22? The transaction is of November 21. It means financial year 21-22. Obviously, yes, sir. Prasad Ravji, you can definitely claim now, and even you can claim till September month, September 22. Saraji, number you can, I request to connect with the TAXSCAN team for any connection which you want from me will be connected with the through TAXSCAN only. Bisanji, 29 subsection 2 clause C, cancellation of the registration, registered person would retrospectively, if not furnish the return. They are not talking about retrospective cancellation. They are talking about they are completely giving the power to the proper officer. They have to decide from which date they need to cancel the registrations. But in various cases, we have observed that they are canceling the registration from retrospective date. One can claim the ITC complying with 16.2 only. In my view, yes, as it override other subsection of 16. Yes, 16.4 does not. See, Mahizi, if you ask me that if I am satisfying the condition, because 16.2 is starting with the notwithstanding anything contained, so I can override. I have to comply the condition. 16.4, yes, some expert are having the view that it overrides 16.4 also, but it is difficult to challenge. It is difficult to challenge. Might be you will not be able to challenge this condition that 16.2 is also overriding 16.4. In my view, Sanjeevji, yes, you can export goods under LUT. You can definitely export the goods under LUT, no doubt at all. So one circular I can discuss, but not in relation to your question, but somehow it is related. The question is with respect to credit note. Suppose I have sold the goods to you. Now you are required to return the goods. You have the two options. Either you can return on the basis of the credit note issued by me, or you can issue the fresh tax invoice. It means by treating the fresh transaction, as a fresh supply. What is the impact of this meaning? It means you are returning the goods. Either you can return on the basis of the credit note, or you can treat the fresh supply. Based on that circular 72, which is on time expired mediation, I can use and say, yes, you can treat the same as a fresh transaction. You can do the export under letter of undertaking. Below 1.5 crore, GST 9 required. Sir, below 2 crore, GST 9 is not required. I think I have answered this question. Let me finish this question quickly. There are multiple questions. If material got rejected, then should we get credit note from vendor first? We should send material on our DC, then GST. Better take the credit note first. Abhishek ji, can tax under GST, SCN issued under 73 be paid through ITC laser for the violation of 16.4? As of now, section 41 subsection 2, section 41 subsection 2 creating the problem, and there was a judgment of the Jyoti Constructions. Correct, now that whatever the liability is there, you have to discharge through cash only. But in my view, if it is a violation of input tax credit, you can pay. And one more thing for your support, section 41 subsection 2 has been substituted not amended, substituted by Finance Bill 2022. And after that, there is no condition for restricting me. ITC can't be used. So in my view, you can. Sir, please check the year, sir. It's 20. Oh, Prasad, sir, it's 20. So, earlier you were saying November 20, sir. Prasad, sir, in earlier question, you were saying November 21. I have not reached to your second part. That is the reason I have given the answer. If it is November 20, prima facie 16.4 will create the problem. But yes, you can challenge that 16.4 not limiting on the. You have, Prasad sir, kindly confirm when you paid the cash. Cash कब पे किया आपने? November 20. When you paid the cash in November 20 or February 22? Just quickly confirm. You can't take the ITC. It's become the ITC of the November 20 time barred ITC. You can't take the ITC. If you paid in November 20, then no solution, in my view. Fine. But you can cross check also. You can challenge also. If material got rejected, yeah, I have answered that. Sir, please. Yes, I have given the answer. And Vivek ji, what to do if I forgot to file GST R1 for June 18 and I am having B2B sales of the limited company? If I file it now, it will get reversed in there to be. What I should do? You can't do anything. You can't do anything. Now the portal itself restricting. You cannot add the date also of June 2018. There is no solutions for that particular because it's already time barred. If any supplier not paid the GST amount in 2017 for the invoice he raised and we made the GST payment, who is liable to pay now? If we receive notice from the GST, they will recover from you. Tamil Selvanji, they will recover from you because you have taken the ITC. Now they will say because the supplier has not paid the taxes, you have to reverse the ITC. But it is challengeable. We can't say that it is not challengeable. It's challengeable. SEZ unit without IGST for authorization operation got notified. Not yet notified. Sanjeev ji, not yet notified. You are talking about amendment in the section 16, subsection 3 of IGST Act. It is not yet amended. Amendment is there, but it is not yet notified. What about reclaim of the ITC, which will be in excess of 2B? We are getting notices. Why reclaiming of ITC? Means ITC you have taken as per 2B and there is a balance ITC which is lying in the books but you have not taken. So whenever it appears in the 2B, you can take the ITC. Suppose you have excess claim, excess taken, then prior to 1/1/2022 you can challenge, but that is not acceptable. You have to take the notice, you have to take the order of 73/74 and then you have to appeal the matter. An appeal, I can say only the supportive, there may be the various supportive point. 16(2) clause AA has been inserted from 1/1/2022. Rule 36(4) was not supported by any of the sections in the GST Act. And there are various points which we can discuss. Rule 37. Why you are comparing with the Rule 37? Rule 37 is talking about claim reversed and reclaim. So, but you are not eligible to claim now. You are saying I have taken the excess ITC. There is one thought also. You can take the full ITC, reverse, and then reclaim whenever it appears. That is, 16(4) ka time limit is not applicable on Rule 37. As per the Rule 37, 16(4) time limit is not applicable on reclaim of ITC. I do agree. But you are claiming whether you are eligible to claim after 1/1/2022. Are you eligible to claim? Answer is no. So then the question of the first step is incorrect. You are taking the ITC, that is not the ITC. So for that you can take, you can definitely receive the notice. But in my view, you cannot take the support of the Rule 37 for that excess ITC for reclaiming in the subsequent period after September. In my view, not. Quickly, two questions. Maheshji, the audit authority has issued pre-supposed notice stating the ITC claimed in excess, but no reason is given as to how the excess ITC has been claimed. Section 74. No, they have to specify. They have to specify ADT 02. What is their observation along with their working should also be there. Na? How I come to know that I have taken the excess ITC or not? You can easily appeal and it's in your favor. Last question for the day. up to which date should I calculate interest? Date of the payment of the GST or date of the filing of the 3B, as we are getting the notices to pay the interest up to the date of the filing of 3B. So it means you have deposited some amount in electronic cash ledger prior to the filing, and after that you have filed the 3B and offsetted in 3B. Am I right, Vivekji? So in that case, the amount lying in the electronic cash ledger is not the amount paid to the government. It is lying in your cash ledger. You can transfer, you can utilize, you can take the refund, whatever you want, you can do. When you do the offset, then only the amount goes credited to the government ledger. So in my view, in that, considering that point, the actual filing of the 3B would be the date till I have to calculate the interest. Thank you very much for the very interactive session on the recent amendment in the GST through Finance Bill 2022. Still, I would request, if anyone is interested for the GST certificate course, can connect with the TAXSCAN team, and will further connect for various question answer in the same pattern. We will try to connect further also. Thank you very much to all of you, and thank you TAXSCAN team for providing me the opportunity to interact with all the participants. Thank you and goodbye to all of you. Once again, goodbye.